Okay, so that's definitely how you're doing that. You're basically shining the like you have a laser in the water in a different region, and you're shining it in this region. For that to be doing it the way that it is being done, as far as like your urine tract and the cycles, door to door, door to door. The only way that could be done the way it's being done, the pattern that is being created, is you are shining the refracted light from the water in one region into a different region that it doesn't belong in. And then you're firing it into their bodies. I mean, what is it? Hold on. A good representation of it. This is what you're doing. The brightness in a different region.
If you have lots of readings,
Yes, ma'am. The brightness in one region to the next region where it doesn't belong. And you can sit there and argue New Mexico all you want. No. You're going backwards. Like, there's definitely, like, some friction going on there. But we're going to continue the Upanishads. Up and up. We will continue up and up here. I'll start it off with a Bible verse. I'm not going to do my own, like, pre-recorded, but I will do this. Again, we've pretty much done all walks of life here. At this point, it is you crying like a baby. And I'm not interested. As you sit there and try to ignore it. All these tools and stuff. I hear you, but I don't. You have yours, I have mine. Okay, if you're going to do this, then I will do this. Chapter 26 of Proverbs. As snow in summer and as rain in harvest, so honor is not seemly for a fool. As the bird by wandering, as the swallow by flying, so the curse causeless shall not come. A whip for the horse, a bridle for the ass, and a rod for the fool's back. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit. He that sendeth a message by the hand of a fool cutteth off the feet and drinketh damage. The legs of the lame are not equal, so is a parable in the mouth of fools. As he that bindeth a stone in a sling, so is he that giveth honor to a fool. As a thorn goeth up into the hand of a drunkard, so is a parable in the mouth of fools. The great God that formed all things both rewardeth the fool and rewardeth transgressors. As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than of him. The slothful man saith, There is a lion in the way, a lion is in the streets. As the door turneth upon its hinges, so doth the slothful upon his bed. The slothful hideth his hand in his bosom, it grieveth him to bring it again to his mouth. The sluggard is wiser in his own conceit than 7 men that can render a reason. He that passeth by and meddleth with strife belonging not to him is like one that taketh a dog by the ears. As a madman who casteth firebrands, arrows, and death, so is the man that deceiveth his neighbor, and saith, Am not I in sport? Where no wood is there the fire goeth out? So where there is no table-bearer, the strife ceaseth. As coals are to burning coals, and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. The words of a talebearer are as wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the belly. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be shewed before the whole congregation. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. Oh, really? That happened. Okay.
Spoke Prajapati. Thus in truth spoke Prajapati.
Okay, now that I see what you're going to be, here's what I'm going to do.
From the Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad. From delusion lead me to truth, from darkness lead me to light, from death lead me to immortality. This universe is a trinity, and this is made of name, form and action. The source of all names is the Word, for it is by the Word that all names are spoken. The Word is behind all names, even as Brahman is behind the Word. The source of all forms is the eye, for it is by the eye that all forms are seen. The eye is behind all forms, even as Brahman is behind the eye. The source of all actions is the body, for it is by the body that all actions are done. The body is behind all actions, even as Brahman is behind the body. Those three are one: Atman, the spirit of life, and Atman, although one, is those three. The immortal is veiled by the real. The spirit of life is the immortal. Name and form are the real, and by them the spirit is veiled. Once Gargya, a Brahmin, proud of his learning, went to Ajatasattu, the king of Benares, and said, "I am willing to teach you about Brahman. I will give you 1,000 gifts, if you can," said the king, "and then the people will run and say, 'Our king's bounty is as great as that of King Janaka.'" So Gargya began and said, "There is a spirit in the sun high above, and that spirit I adore as Brahman." "How can you say that?" replied Ajatasattu. "I only consider the sun as the ruler of radiance, the source of all beings on earth." Then Gargya said, "There is a spirit in the moon far away, and that spirit I adore as Brahman." Ajatasattu answered, "I only consider the moon as the ruler of the sacred Soma wine dressed in whiteness."
Well, see, that's the part I like. I don't like the blue. I like the left side of the blue. The moon is the reason I picked that picture, first of all. As it's like fading into pixels. I don't like the right side blue in the tree. I don't like how deep it is. I like the left side. That's perfect. It can be redone, but the main reason is the moon there. That's what you're talking about. My picture. The shade's a little bit too deep and it's a little too much. There needs to be another, like a shade of gray in there, like on the left side.
"There is a spirit in lightning," then said Gargya, "and that spirit I adore as Brahman." "I only consider lightning," said Ajatasattu, "as a thing of brightness." Gargya said, "There is a spirit in the ethereal spaces, and that spirit I adore as Brahman." "How can you say that?" replied Ajatasattu. "I only consider the ethereal space as a non-evolving fullness." Gargya said, "There is a spirit in the wind, and that spirit I adore as Brahman." Ajatasattu said, "I only consider the winds as the unconquerable army of powerful India." Gargya said, "There is a spirit in fire, and that spirit I adore as Brahman." "I only consider fire," said Ajatasattu, "as a great power." Gargya said, "There is a spirit in water, and that spirit I adore as Brahman." Ajatasattu answered, "I only consider water as a beautiful reflection." Gargya said, "There is a spirit in a mirror, and that spirit I adore as Brahman." "I only consider a mirror," said Ajatasattu, "as something brilliant." Gargya said, "There is a spirit in the sound of the steps of man, and that spirit I adore as Brahman." "How can you say that?" said Ajatasattu. "I only consider that sound as a sign of life." Gargya said, "There is a spirit in the quarters of heaven, and that spirit I adore as Brahman." "I only consider the quarters of heaven," said Ajatasattu, "as friends who are ever with us." "There is a spirit which is a shadow," said Gargya, "and that spirit I adore as Brahman." "How can you say that?" said Ajatasattu. I only consider this shadow as death. Gagya said, there is a spirit in the human body, and that spirit I adore as Brahman. I only consider a body, said Ajatasattu, as the covering of a soul. Is this all? Asked Ajatasattu. Gagya replied, this is all. If this is all, we know nothing, said Ajatasattu. On hearing this, Gagya
no, I'll
said,
be back to that. I'm just...
allow
one
me
step at
to
a
be
time
your
here.
pupil. It is indeed contrary to custom, said Ajatasattu, that a Brahmin should go to a Kshatriya for instruction. But come, I will in truth teach you about Brahman. And he arose and took him by the hand, and the two, walking together, came up to a man who was in deep sleep. They called him by different names, such as, you great man dressed in whiteness, you Soma the king. But he did not rise. Then Ajatasattu shook him with his hand, and he awoke. When this man was asleep, said Ajatasattu, where had his consciousness gone? And when he awoke, wherefrom did it return? But Gagya did not know. Then spoke Ajatasattu. When a man is asleep, his soul takes the consciousness of the several senses and goes to rest with them on the Supreme Spirit, who is in the human heart. When all the senses are quiet, the man is said to be asleep. Then the soul holds the powers of life, breath, voice, eye, ear, and mind, and they rest in quietness. When the soul is in the land of dreams, then all the worlds belong to the soul. A man can be a great king or a great Brahmin, and live in conditions high or low. And even as a great king of this earth takes his attendants with him, and goes about his dominion to wherever he desires, so the soul of man takes the powers of life with him, and wanders in the land of dreams according to his desires. When a man is in deep sleep and all consciousness is gone through the 72,000 little channels which lead to the centre of the heart from its circumference, then the soul rests in the covering around the heart. And as a prince or a king or a great Brahmin might find the peace of a fullness of joy, so the soul of man has now found peace. Even as airy threads come from a spider, or small sparks come from a fire, so from Atman, the spirit in man, come all the powers of life, all the worlds, all the gods, all beings. To know the Atman is to know the mystery of the Upanishads, the truth of truth. The powers of life are truth, and their truth is Atman, the spirit. Maitreyi said one day Yajnavalkya to his wife, I am going to leave this present life and retire to a life of meditation. Let me settle my possessions upon you and Katyayani. If all the earth filled with riches belonged to me, O my...
Your team scored.
Give me a second. I will pause it for you though, as we finish this. Move on to the Buddhist text. I should do my own recording there though.
Enemy team scoring. Your team scored. Enemy team scoring.
No, I wasn't looking for tips. I was just kind of hanging out. Wasn't in the mood. I'm gonna do 6 more. So that it kind of gets tedious if you don't know what you're doing. I didn't really know what I was doing when I was walking into there, but I guess the tornado was the direction we went. But I mean, it's working out so far.
Enemy team score.
I mean, it's awkward that I filed a report and you tried killing me in the private of my home. So it's kind of like, for me to show mercy on you, I really don't know what you want me to say at all. You're a bunch of frauds and liars. So whatever you have to say, it's on camera. I'm not going to go this, like, everybody's trying to get together as a group because they don't want to be in trouble. Because they saw what was going on in the private of someone's home. You understand? This isn't get together as a group and get yourself out of it. I assure you. It is false imprisonment. I know that for a fact. The ignorance there. You can reach out at any time. You can talk about it. Whether you like it or not, I promise you this is where you're going with it. Whether you like it or not. Whoever's setting the standard here, I promise you, get the fuck out. Whoever this group is following, get out. You're delusional. That's bad leadership. I don't need you at all. Again, we work hard. So whenever you wrap electricity around me in my bed, jackass. It's too late. Can't take it back. Cannot take it back. This spiteful bullshit. I'm not dealing with you at all. You can come to me 100% of the way. I'll be sitting here. I'll be chilling. You're not gonna keep harassing me though. You're not gonna ignore it. Quit ignoring me. I'm not kidding. Stop ignoring me. Quit coming in here talking shit.
Your team scoring.
Again, I believe this is the Queen of Sheba. You get further, again, the 12 disciples here, if you were to go through it later in life.
Perfect.
But it's hinting at Queen of Sheba. Like, obviously Shiva, so Sheba, you know, that's what they do. Mary Magdalene, if you will.
Perfect.
There's always a hidden feature there. Sitting there talking like a ghost. I'm not dealing with this. You have been caught. Oh yeah? Take that somewhere else, dude. On my dollar? I don't think so. On my dollar? I don't think so, buddy. Take that back. A refund on that.
Enemy team scoring.
Oh no? Okay. Well, everybody's on the same page. Everybody's on the same page, you know. Come on. I don't need to listen to your bullshit. I enjoy everyday life, so. But you're gonna deal with this. You're not going to ignore me. So this is the original text here. What it is based off of, pictures and all. You can pay for it. It is not free. Hey, spiteful little bitch. Whoever this little leader is with that motion, I promise you, you will be removed. That's how they're guiding you. As a group, stop doing that. Everybody's on the same page. You're creating fictitious problems out of thin air that don't actually exist. and then turning around and saying it's this or that, and it's not actually this or that. It's you sitting there hitting a button or using a robot. A system. Okay, that's definitely magnetism. Yeah, I got it. I appreciate it. Nah, I got that one. We won that one. I appreciate you. TikTok, I appreciate you. This is why. I'm not arguing with these motherfuckers at all. You can fiddlesticks all you want. It's not changing anything. Thanks for the win. Okay, the next on the Buddhist text. The chapter about the path. Get off the road now. The Eightfold is the best of paths. Four Principles, the best of truths. Dispassion, the best of states. The Visionary, the best of men. The path was declared by me, the removal of the dark by knowledge. Your duty is to have Ardor declare that the realized ones entering this path, meditators, will be released from the bonds of Mara. This is the path, there is no other. For insight and for purity, you should enter upon this path. This is the confounding of Mara. Having entered upon this path, you will make an end to suffering. Cut down the forest of defilements, not just the trees. From the forest arises a danger. Having cut down the forest and thicket, you will go further without forests. For as long as an atom of desire of a man for his kin is not cut down, the mind is in bondage there, like a calf in bondage to mother's milk. Cut off any affection for oneself, like an autumn lotus plucked with the hand. Develop fully the path to peace, nibbana, as taught by the happy one. Here I will make the range retreat, here during winter and summer, in just such a way a fool thinks, not understanding the danger. That person whose mind is attached and besotted by cattle and children is snatched away by death, just as a sleeping village by a great flood. Children are not a refuge, nor fathers, not even brothers. For one afflicted by the end-maker, there is no refuge in relatives. Relatives cry and wail together. In this way, people still depart. Against their desires they give him up. Understanding this, the sage, wise, free of selfishness, should constantly purify the path that is leading to heaven. Therefore, a wise man looking for his own welfare should constantly purify the path that is leading to heaven. Endowed with faith and virtue, wise, well composed, one constantly purifies the path, which brings safety in the next world. Endowed with faith and virtue, wise, composed, delights in practicing the path, delights in eternal peace. Endowed with faith and virtue, always delighted in being wise, one advances like burning fire against the fetters small or large, whether it is wicked conceit or hypocrisy. All conditions are impermanent when one sees this with wisdom. Then one grows tired of suffering. This is the path of purity. All components of mind and body are without self. When one sees this path, wisdom, then one grows tired of suffering. This is the path of purity. From effort originates wisdom. Without effort, wisdom is destroyed. Having understood these two paths of development and decline, the sage should train so that his wisdom increases. The path. They're definitely using a nuclear light under the shadows there. How do we get rid of that? Pixel or no pixel? We're not going to do that with you. The line, I guess a scroll, would that be it? The red? Each individual line on the scroll. And the glass here. Something. Nip that in the butt on my dollar. I definitely do. If I'm going to do these, I want to do a recording. I don't want to do that live. And I don't have the actual book for this. So I'm kind of relying on that. Well, I mean, I am relying, kind of. You know, I am relying on that. Let me think about that. I will start something else. Hold on.